Hello and welcome to Gold and Silver Assets. It's Sunday the 15th of September 2019. So the question is, how low will the gold price go? So we'll start with the US dollar gold spot price, and this is a long-term chart on the weekly scale going back all the way to 2001. Now here I've drawn a long-term trend line, and we can see that initially that trend line acted as pretty strong resistance with price bouncing off of it multiple times. The trend line is then breached at around 2006, and that trend line subsequently became very strong support and remains so to this day. It last bounced off that support line in 2018. And prices, as we all know, has shot up pretty significantly since then. It's also interesting to note that price has broken out of this ascending triangle here. And again, that's a potentially very bullish sign. Now, if we look at the RSI, we can see that we've got this overbought signal here. And it hasn't been this overbought for a number of years, but every time it has been this overbought, price has cooled off. And I'm fully expecting prices to drop, but the question is, how low is it going to drop? This red trend line here is pretty strong. It's a 6-year base that's been built up, and even stronger still is this lower trend line. And the question is, will it bounce or breach off either of these trend lines? In terms of longer term gold prices, we've got the bearish camp, which includes people like Harry Dent. His work is fantastic, really great work on demographics, and his theory is that gold will go down to 700 because he still thinks gold is in a bubble and we're going to have a big deflationary event which is going to drag down gold prices. We've also got the very bullish group, which include people such as Jim Rickards, who think gold is going to go to prices such as 10,000 US dollars. And which of these two is correct, we don't know yet. However, if we look at that $700 scenario, we've got to think of some of the implications of this. One of these implications is that at those prices, would we actually be able to get hold of any of the physical metal if we want to buy any? Now, this has actually happened in the past. So back in 2009, this is a headline showing how the US Mint suspended all 1 ounce gold coin sales due to a physical shortage. And this also happened in 2013. We also know that the spot price isn't fully dictated by the physical gold demand. It's also affected by paper gold prices. And so I would say that if prices did go as low as 700, or in fact anything that's sub 1,000 US dollars, I don't think we're going to be able to actually get hold of the gold because there'll be such a demand and such a shortage, particularly when we see that central banks are buying gold bullion left, right and centre. You drop something like 30% at that point, and that's when the shortages occurred. And again, the same thing happened in 2013. And again, that was following a precipitous drop in price. And so if this trend line is breached and we go to 1,000 or below, I wouldn't wait for those kinds of prices because you're just not going to get hold of any if you're looking at stacking for future investment. Personally, I'm quite bullish on gold. I actually believe it's going to be go upwards in the long term, and this trend line is probably going to be respected. Now, one of the reasons that I think that is when you look at gold price in other currencies. So here's the gold price in Australian dollars, and we can see that price has broken out from this ascending triangle, which follows a preceding upwards trend. And so the Australian dollar gold price is now all-time highs. It is cooling off a little bit, but again, I wouldn't expect it to go below this red trend line here. These pennants or flag-like structures, following quite a steep uptrend, and both of these currencies, gold is at all-time highs again. So again, this just suggests continuation of an uptrend in the long term. So let's go back to the US dollar gold price on a daily scale. And I've drawn in some steeper trend lines. So the steeper trend lines are more likely to be broken at an earlier stage. Here we see we are just at that trend line there, and I suspect that's going to be broken in the next few days. In which case, prices I think are going to drop to between 1400 and 1440. And the question is, will price bounce off of that? If it does go lower, then the next area of support, which is very strong, is the 1350 to 1360 range. And that's very strong because of that preceding 6-year base that's been built up. So I think those are the two kind of buying opportunities if you're looking at long-term buys for physical metal. This is my opinion only, no financial advice though. So, how low do you think the gold price will go? Comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next show in a week's time. Bye.